this friend, and in this case I use friend in the loosest possible terms, who's also managed to become my most bitter rival. Allow me to explain. The unluckiest girl in the world, that's me! The dynamic between the two of us confuses even me. The best way I've found to describe it is we are each playfully rooting for the other's demise. We have insult wars, but wit and eloquence are a requirement. And at this point, even I'm not really sure if we hate each other or not. But to understand how we got this way, we have to go back a ways to my freshman year of college. First week of that semester, I made some friends, including my now most bitter foe, who, for the sake of this story, we will now be calling Sherlock. Sherlock carried his guitar with him everywhere, and he would always play songs that he himself had written. One day, he was playing me one of these original songs, and he said, "What do you think?" And I said it was good, and then he just kind of looked at me like he was waiting for me to say something else, and I, not knowing what to do, just kind of stood there. And then he said, apparently it wasn't good enough because it was supposed to be me asking you out. Yeah, I had not picked up on that. And to clarify, the song was not subtle. The actual lyrics at the end of the song were, "I don't know if you like coffee, but if so, I know a place." The actual intention of the song went shooting over my head, and I just thought, wow, what a cute song, and missed the entire point. But I was very much on the spot, so I said yes, and we went to get coffee one fateful afternoon. The actual date that we went on was not that eventful. He did most, if not all, of the talking, and most of the conversation was entirely about robots. Now, I don't know much about robots, so I didn't really feel like I had much to offer to this conversation. So I sat there smiling awkwardly for the better part of an hour, and I learned more about robots than I ever thought there was to know about robots. And just thought, you know what, maybe this wasn't such a great idea. I don't recall the exact moment we went from being cordial acquaintances to being mildly hostile acquaintances, but eventually we had both gained and been hit with some Class A insults. It appeared playful from the outside, but I'm pretty sure both of us were actually out for blood. And unfortunately for me, Sherlock was just better at this. He was better at insulting me. I found myself constantly losing our wit-offs. But I had a secret weapon. Before we went on that solitary date all those years ago, I asked him to record him singing the song that he wrote for me and send it to me. And he obliged. Armed with my recording, I began to put my greatest prank of all time into action. I took that recording and I played it for 3 of our mutual friends. I asked them to memorize those lyrics, and then I gave them one task: to work them into conversations with him. And I know for a fact that he remembers the words to every song, poem, story he's ever written. And only he would know what was happening. My friends played their parts to perfection. Each time he had to do a double take as he heard his own words come out of their mouths, the look on his face was priceless. And that day I leveled the playing field between us, because while he may be better at insulting me, I have far better blackmail. When all is going wrong and you're scared as hell, what you gonna do, who you gonna tell? Maybe 100 bad days made 100 good stories. 100 good stories made me interesting at parties. 100 bad days made 100 good stories. 100 good stories made me interesting at parties. Yeah, no,